So I'm going to turn the tables, and we're going to go to another neighborhood, the Longwood area. Who's been to or through the Longwood area? Yeah. So it's not great, but we thought we needed to maybe track and understand what's going on there a little bit better. So Andrew devoted huge portions of his life to figuring it out on the ground, and he's here in 7 minutes to tell you how we're going to fix the Longwood area. Welcome, Andrew.
So, hello. Over the last year, LivableStreets Alliance teamed up with the Longwood area cyclists to do a public engagement campaign in the Longwood area, which is a jam-packed corner of the city. Every day, over 110,000 people travel to the Longwood area, and that's only going to get worse in the coming years. We're going to see 13,000 more jobs by 2030 and 6 million square feet more of development. So your commute's probably going to get worse. And so we're sitting here asking, how are we going to get even more people into these 213 acres of land? So it's probably not going to be a gondola, sorry. I know, sorry. But to figure out how people are getting to the Longwood area today, we put together a multimodal survey, and we started spreading the word. We reached out to our partners in the area, institutions, and we told people, regardless of how they're getting to the Longwood area, to fill out our survey. We trained 13 volunteers who logged over 95 outreach hours. They talked to people on the street for 6 months. They had 3,000 interactions with different people, people biking, walking, taking cars, driving, every different way. From that, we got about 1,500 responses to the survey, people walking, biking, like I said, all different modes of transportation. And we learned some new words for the Longwood area. People have very strong feelings about traveling there, it seems. And some of the new words were a nightmare, hell on earth no matter how you get through it, and my favorite, impenetrable fortress of doom. And as we started looking at all this feedback and all these responses to the survey, we started seeing some patterns, whether it was somebody who was biking from Roxbury or somebody taking transit from Wellesley or driving from West Roxbury. A lot of people wanted to see connections in the area. And so, we sat back and we thought, how are we going to do that? So we took a page out of Justin Vivian Bond's book, and we thought, how are we going to find the right circuitry to really make these connections happen? One idea that we have is we need to see better protections for people biking in the area, which is something that we really, really heard from people. Of all the modes, definitely people rated the need for improvement for biking as the strongest. This is according to all survey respondents, so people driving said this even. And that really lined up with how we heard, what we heard from people who were interested in biking but feel like they couldn't brave the streets of the Longwood area. People said that it was scary, they didn't want to mix with traffic, they didn't feel personally safe. In terms of what they wanted to see to get that changed, they wanted to see infrastructure on the roads. They wanted to see protected bike lanes. This is what we heard from people who are walking currently, people who are driving but want to bike, and also from bus riders. They said, protected bike lanes, put them on the road, and I'll bike. And we know that not everyone's going to be able to, bike from their home to the Longwood area, but this will really help out with first mile, last mile connections, getting people from transit hubs like Yawkey or Ruggles or Roxbury Crossing and into the Longwood area itself. Second, we really think that we should be making transit more convenient. And what I mean by that is over a third of people who drive to the Longwood area said they don't want to drive. They said, give me another mode that's more convenient. And the number one mode that they wanted was transit. And there was a really high concentration of people who said that who actually live near transit in communities like Medford, West Roxbury, Brookline. But they said the reason that they don't use it is it's not convenient. And so when we asked them about other factors, if the price of parking went up overnight or if the price of fuel went up overnight, would they still drive? And they said, yeah, probably. What they really wanted was convenience, and they wanted a reliable mode that they know could get them to work or to doctor's appointments or to school. So from that, we think we really need to be prioritizing transit if we're going to have any hope of getting these people out of their cars. That also really lined up with what transit riders were saying. They said, hey, My number one concern is congestion. They really wanted to see less overcrowding on buses. They wanted to see dedicated lanes. Those were the top two requests that bus riders made and shuttle riders. And that also, strangely enough, is what a lot of EMTs told us. They said congestion is getting worse, and it's only going to get worse, and it's going to make it really hard for me to transport patients to the area. So if we try to figure out a way to better prioritize transit in the area, we can definitely encourage new riders. We can also just keep the riders we do have and make them happier. And third, we can improve patient care so that fewer cars are on the street and it's easier for ambulances to get in and out of the area as fast as possible. So some dedicated bus lanes maybe, but also maybe some dedicated ambulance lanes that buses and the ambulances could use. That's one of our ideas that we think that could really help ease congestion and make it a little bit safer and saner in the Longwood area. So in conclusion, the bottom line is, Impenetrable Fortress of Doom does not sound like a place for world-class healthcare, education, and research. If we're going to stand a chance at making people's lives better, we have to make it easy for them to get there and make it safe and sane. So that was a really quick summary, but we have all of our research is coming out. It's going to be online. You can hear from all the different people who travel by different modes, and you can find it on our website, LivableStreets.info. Thanks.